Hate to see it botched? Here's the best bits, a Botching It Up podcast short clip.
And then we get Cedric Alexander versus Ricochet.
Bullshit.
Which we've already talked about as well.
I know it's Eddie Guerrero's birthday, but that finish was just ridiculous.
Is that why they did it?
Yeah,
because of Eddie Guerrero's birthday.
It didn't suit Ricochet whatsoever. He just looked like a dweeb again.
I actually got a note here that they've ripped off Eddie Guerrero so much that he must be fucking fuming if he's watching.
It was just a tribute. But,
yeah, right.
Why give that tribute to Ricochet?
I don't know.
Ricochet's got like severe go-away heat with me now. I don't like seeing him.
I actually didn't hate the ending as much as I think you did.
Dude, even my girlfriend thinks he's a loser. And she just like occasionally glances up.
The real problem I have was they showed the video before this match of Ali versus MVP and then Ali siding with Retribution.
Yeah.
And I was watching that video package and thinking, why would we give a fuck about Retribution turning on a heel stable? It's heel versus heel, right? So
throughout this
I just
whole
don't
period,
care.
though, it's been so weird. Like from me checking in every now and again, her business has been acting like the faces to Retribution. They were hired apparently by Adam Pearce to keep Retribution out. Like they were acted as enforcers, like the APA for
Right.
keeping Retribution out. And there's one episode, I think it was the episode I stopped watching because I was just like, this is just ridiculous. I think it was Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre, and Retribution surround them or something. Who comes out for the save? The Hurt Business.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, sure, they apparently are making money from Adam Pearce, but you've just made your faces look like losers, and you've made your heels look like baby faces. I've given up the whole thing.
Are Retribution meant to be heel, or are they meant to be face, and it's just gone bad?
I genuinely have no idea.
Because it just seems like it's a heel on heel thing, and every time that happens, definitely with stables, that was literally the point with the Ministry. The whole thing fell apart because it was just heel versus heel for 6 months.
Yeah,
They're doing the same thing now.
Retribution has been a mess from the start. Like, I don't feel like anybody knows what's going on. Like, you've got T-Bone. I know you don't go on Twitter much. T-Bone, I think, is the leader, Dukajcevic. He's going to, like, continually doing their Twitter game is really weird, man. He's doing, like, a back and forth with Brian Alvarez. It's really strange. Like, Alvarez puts up the ratings, and then T-Bone comments and says, T-Bone equals 1.8 million Raw ratings. He does it like every week. And they've kind of become like this. I don't know whether it feeds into their Raw character or not, but on Twitter, they've got their own character where they're kind of like basement dwelling wrestling nerd fans who keep talking about the ratings and keep bothering Brian Alvarez.
But Alvarez rips them apart. He hates this story.
I ain't got much time for Alvarez, but I agree with him on this one.
But my point being, imagine if Retribution had fucked up New Day, like on New Day's return or whatever, and Ali sided with them during a match against New Day. How much more heat that would have given them.
I think Vince is bored at this point of Retribution. They never turn up on the big shows. They didn't turn up on Raw, SmackDown. They didn't turn up on SummerSlam or Payback. I think he's thrown them away like all the rest of his broken toys. And
Right.
I think it would be best for everybody involved if they did a WWE sweep and just pretend this didn't exist and then reintroduce everyone, because this has got to be one of the worst things I've seen.
The real loser in this is Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, poor guy, man.
This would be like the fourth story that's failed for him.
And he's always great, and he's just always gets a bad break every single time.
Yeah, he's always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like they keep squeezing him into these stories, and then they fail, and he gets dropped.
He's also such a good face, like with the whole former policeman thing. He was like a proper old school baby face, you know?
Because they never revealed the SmackDown hacker, did they?
I assume that they're just pretending now that was like the start of Retribution.
Right, that's linked to the... Okay.
But whatever. Yeah,
whatever.
Whatever.
That's a bit too long-term booking for them, though. So
At this point, I'm so done, bro. I really liked it. personally.
Yeah, I mean, this was a decent SmackDown. It was an average wrestling show. There was nothing really offensive about it. Yeah, it was fine.
I mean, yes, it's an average wrestling show, but with WWE, you got to take your wins where you can get them. This was an average wrestling show, but an above average SmackDown.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Like, we can't like just say, "Oh, well done, WWE. You're usually useless." Like, this draft had so many more viewers, and like all the wrestling world really turned their attention to it. When Impact,
they had a little look. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
they turned their attention to it for 2 hours, but I think more people than usual gave them a chance this week to have a look. I mean, we're doing it for a podcast, so.
But my point being is when Impact knows that they've got more viewers than usual, they really harness that and they go balls to the walls to try and make new fans. Where I don't feel like SmackDown did that.
I think it's just, it's almost tiring to talk about now, isn't it? Like it's like you've been in a long drawn out relationship and you just can't be bothered to argue anymore because we all know what's going on. We say it every single week. It's the reason that we stop watching. There's like an inherent rot deep in the system, which is just not going to go away. So I completely agree with you that the Impact, AEW take the opportunities that they have. WWE just don't think like that. They say, oh, we're getting more viewers, that's great. And it seems like a captain going down with a ship. Because I'm not one for ratings, but if you compare like 5 million 5 years ago to 1.7 million now on the same network, USA Network can't be happy with that. You know,
No.
how long are they going to live in this bubble where they're blind to the fact that they're declining in popularity before they really actually have to finally do something about it? Because we've been talking about it for half a decade now.
So with that in mind, let's jump over to the flagship show.
What a
which
transition.
But before we talk about it, we got to say that this show made us both so depressed, we decided not even to podcast on our usual day.
Yeah. I also watched this show we were all prepped last night to go do it, and we both texted each other saying we would rather be doing anything else, which is why we're forcing ourselves through it today. But I watched this show in 3 parts.
I managed to get through it in 2 parts.
I must correct you though, Ben. I don't think this is seen as the flagship show anymore, because SmackDown's on Fox. I think SmackDown is now the new Raw, which is really, really strange thing to get your head around.
Yeah, I know they see it like that, but obviously as an old timer fan now, I guess.
You know what? I watched the start of Raw after coming off the end of SmackDown, and I'm so naive. One of the first things I wrote is there does seem to be more energy to the production of these shows than before Payback. How little I knew.
Oh my god. You just wait 45 minutes.
Just wait 10.
So I like that they opened the show saying the full set of the draft rules are available at WWE.com. You think anyone actually on purpose looked that up?
Like, share, and subscribe to keep it botched up, brother.